This dish that I'm fixing to share with y'all takes me back to my Girl Scout days. This is the one thing that I remember us making when we went to camp. And I know you have made them at least once in your lifetime. This is a fun dish for children to make. Naturally, for camp, this was the easiest thing that us girls were able to make. And I've got 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I've got 2 teaspoons of the Lady and Son's house seasoning. If you don't have that, you can just use seasoning salt of some sort. I've got 1 bell, was this 1 bell pepper or a half?
It's a half. A half a cup, which is about a half of a bell pepper.
Half of a bell pepper, yes. And we've got some lemon juice. This is going to be a little more than just like a regular hamburger. And you can make them anyway. You can make them if you feel like you're fixing them for a finicky family. Then just put whatever you want to in it. Just plain old hamburger meat and salt and pepper if that's what you want. Now I've got a cup of, this is crushed saltine crackers. I wouldn't recommend using a buttery cracker, you know, that might have a little sugar in it. I'd use the strictly savory. And I'm going to take these rings off because in order to get it mixed up good, I got to go in with my hands. But I'm going to go in with this hand. It doesn't have any kitchen cuts on it. All right, so we're just going to mix that all together. And these are good if you're cooking out and the couple, the mama or the daddy or whatever is having steak and the children don't want steak. Well, this is easy for you to fix for them and throw it on the grill. And they can have, we used to call these hobo meals. But
we're showing this right before Labor Day, so this will
this would be great for Labor Day. Yeah. All right, so there we go. Now, the last thing I'm going to add is 1 cup of shredded cheese. So we're making cheeseburgers. Thank you, Teresa. And we just want to mix this up good, get all those flavors going together good. Get that cheese distributed evenly through that burger. Now, I am going to be cooking these in the oven. So I'm using 2. Yeah, I got to do it that way. I'm right-handed. I'm using 2 different tin foils to wrap our burger in. And I'm just, this is a heavy duty, which you really do need the heavy duty. And if you're going to cook them on the grill, I would use 2 sheets of the heavy duty. But since I'm fixing this in the oven, I'm just going to reinforce it with my little tinfoil sheets. But it really is necessary over an open fire to use the 2. All right. Now we're going to have carrots, potatoes, onions. We're going to top this with bacon. And that's it. So I parboiled our potatoes some because there's nothing worse than biting into a hard potato. And I also parboiled the carrots a little bit. So this is supposed to make 4 patties. So I'm going to kind of just look at it and see where we stand. These are going to be nice. It's going to be a lot of meat. Okay. Kind of want to make them all the same size. That one's got more than the rest of them. Okay, so I'll take a little bit of that and put over there. The beauty of it is you can make them any size you want to if you're feeding a little bitty young person. Okay.
Tell them why you have a cut on your finger. How about we tell them the truth?
Y'all,
I'm watching you try to not use
I'm
that
not
thumb.
using that thumb. And let me tell you, you would say, well, Polly, you're a big fat crying sissy. And you can't really see it, but it hurts so bad. Teresa has been encouraging me to use my mandolin. So last night I said, I'm going to use that mandolin. But at some point, our guard has been misplaced. And you know how I am about getting the very last. But let me tell you something, they were bloody good potatoes. Wound up having to wash our potatoes. So if you use a mandolin, make sure you have a guard. Because like I said, it looked like nothing. But it hurts like I don't know what. And that lemon juice got in it. Oh, my hair almost stood up. So that's the story, Morning Glory. All right.
Those are nice big.
Oh yeah, this is a complete meal.
This is generous.
Yes, a complete meal. Well, most people get four patties out of a pound. You know, it'd be a 4 ounce hamburger.
And that's right at 1.5.
Yeah, so this is like a 6 ounce. 6 ounce burglar. I'm gonna lay that one that way because I think I may have shorted him his paper a little bit. Okay. Let me move this out of the way so I can get it up close to me. Thank you, Therese. Yeah, oh my gosh. We went out to Flint River Girl and Boy Scout camp and made these. Time of your life. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to layer it with our potatoes. And some of us like lots of potatoes.
Did you tell them about parboiling?
Yes, I did. You were on your computer, yes. You know, you could do them straight raw, but to me it's just not good to bite into.
That's a good tip that you taught me because I'm always frustrated when my vegetables
they
don't
just
cook like the rest of it.
Right.
Because I'm not a crunchy girl.
No, I don't like crunchy vegetables. I like my green beans soft. I like my cauliflower and broccoli a little on the soft side. So, we got a few extra potatoes.
That was a lot of potatoes. It's kind of hard to...
Yeah, it's hard to judge. That's all right. They won't go to waste. Now I've just got to see if I can get these carrots to stay up there. Come on, work with me. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and cover those with a half a piece of bacon, and that'll help keep the carrots. Oh, I forgot the onions. How about if I put those last? Or, let's see, maybe that'll help the carrots stick. These are going to be delicious. Get back in there, you carrot. You know that my children are supposed to eat carrots. Hey, I just stuck them in the hamburger meat and it worked out perfect. Okay, let's go back. Go back and get the onions on that one. Did I hear a mouse in the pantry?
Yes, you hear a little mice.
A little mice. Not a big rat.
Not a big rat. Little Mike, not Big Mike.
Yes. He doesn't like to be called Little Mike.
I told you I'm Big Mike.
He's Big Mike.
Well, we don't want to confuse them so that
No.
they think it's Michael.
All right. Just stick those carrots right down in that burger meat. How fun. This is a dish I think that the kids would have fun coming in and helping you put together. All right, so we're just gonna seal that up. Just like that, and we're gonna put these in the oven. 350 oven. No, honey, I can use this one.
Okay.
I can just well, where did that other one go?
Well, that's what I thought.
Where'd it go?
That was
There it is.
I thought we used it.
Thank you.
You bet.
You know, you might want to rinse it because I did. I was measuring out those burgers. Yeah. So whatever you and your family like is, but this is wonderful. Wonderful way to feed the full family. Jamie and Brooke said that their lives changed when Jack got old enough to eat table food. And they said they were absolutely not gonna cook two separate meals. And they didn't. They sure didn't. And they'd all sit down at 5 o'clock and have supper. And little Jack learned to eat, you know, whatever his mother or daddy was cooking. Which turned him into a good eater. Okie doke, there we go. Now, how long did I say I'm gonna cook this for? 45 minutes? 30 minutes?
35.
On the 45 minutes. But on the campfire, you'd have to be very attentive to it. And I wouldn't cook them directly on the coals like I do my onions, but put them just on the grate. And it might take a little longer there, but we'll be back in 45 minutes. Y'all, this is a meal that calls for a picnic. I mean, these are just perfect. I'm gonna put it on a paper plate. And we might eat supper outside tonight. So let me open one up and show you what this looks like. Look how good that looks. Oh my gosh. Memories, memories. Jane Dayton's mother was our troop leader. And naturally, Jane was in the troop that I was in her mother's troop. Look at this. Oh, the potato. And the burger. There's very, very, very little grease in this meal. even by laying a strip of bacon on top. Teresa bought the meat. You must have bought some good ground beef.
The lean ground beef.
The lean. That's why it's not soaking in grease. And it's so good. Memories. Like that corner of my brain. Just a little salt. And that bacon just gives it a wonderful flavor. And the carrots will make you pretty. That's what I always heard. Or maybe they'll help you see better.
One or the other.
It was one or the other. Yep. Delicious. If you're a camper, this is a great meal. You can do ahead and put them in the freezer. And when you start packing for your camping trip, just take them out of the freezer. One of those easy meals.
I hope somebody will try this for Labor Day.
Yeah. It would be a great one for Labor Day. And I hope it brings back memories for y'all too. Because I know you've had it at one point or the other. So y'all have a happy Labor Day. And be safe. Because I want to be with y'all again one day. Like next Monday. Hey y'all, it's Paula Dean. Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.